What's up, YouTube? This is Joe, the 50-something Dasher, with my Super Bowl Dash recap. I did it. 300 bucks. I set the goal for yesterday. I was gonna dash all day. I set that goal for $300. I set the goal to break all my records. All the records were broken from over 2 years of dashing, and we'll get into all of it here in a second. First of all, thanks to day before yesterday, I had several new people subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Guys, there's a lot to unpack here. I counted 123 screenshots that I took yesterday for this dash. Not every single one of them made it to the video, but still, most of them did. A lot to unpack here. It's going to be a long video. I'm going to put like timestamps in the description for the video with the different highlights of this dash that you can jump to. Lot to unpack, long video. You can do this either one of two ways. You can break out the leftover snack food from that you had for the Super Bowl yesterday and just sit down and like watch this video all in one shot with your leftover party food from the Super Bowl. Or you can do what I do a lot of times, and a longer video like this I'll watch in segments. Which reminds me, I got a video off the Soft White Underbelly channel on YouTube. It's like over an hour long. I've watched like the first probably 20 minutes of that of 2 different days. And I'd probably pick up the rest of that video today at some point. Here we go, guys. Bear with me. I got a ton of notes here, and I'm gonna do some live note taking during this video as well. I'll get to that here in a minute. Let's dive right into it. Okay, I woke up early. I was probably excited. I wanted to do this Super Bowl dash. I woke up like at 4 o'clock in the morning and logged in at 4:21. And here you see 1 minute later, 4:22, offer right away, $6 5 mile McDonald's. Okay, I'm off and running. I'm like storm out of the gate here. Well, at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm not expecting any, big catering orders, obviously, but just some decent orders to jump out, to an early start here. Delivered that at 4:41. So that's 19 minutes for the first $6. Okay, we're off and running here. Right away, 650 McDonald's. Okay, I'm taking it. Now, I started off with 3 straight McDonald's orders here. On this second one and the third one, there's picking up from the Stringtown McDonald's, where like there's a street called Columbus Street that turns into Stringtown. You can only go one direction on that. I was at the wrong end of that road, basically, and where normally I would just shoot down Columbus Street and get to this McDonald's. But I had to take the detour because of where I was at. So when you see the mileage on this order and the next one, you got to add about 1.5 miles because of the detour. That's the only thing that kind of sucked here, but still got this done in 16 minutes for $6.50, $2 from DoorDash, $4.50 tip. So that's McDonald's order number 2. Here's number 3. Accepting my third offer before 5 o'clock in the morning. I mean, and this is how I was, or I'm sorry, this was a decline. I'm sorry. Decline number 1. 750 sheets, 2 orders. That's only like $3 and something per order. So decline. And then just 1 minute later, again $11, 2 orders. I gotta drive 10 miles. That was a decline. And I try. It might not be accurate, but I did tally up all of my declines, and I'll say what that number is like at the end of the video. Uh, okay, so here's McDonald's order number three, 458. I take this 655 miles, pretty similar to the other two. And At this one, the first two I was able to go through the drive-through, and on on this one, it was sorry about the cough. I got up to the drive-through, and the drive-through lady was like, "Oh, you can come in for that." I was like, "Okay, repark." It wasn't like the other day when that I shot the video about where I thought the lady was rude about it. She waits till I get up to the window and she's like, "After 5 a.m., you need to come in for those orders." No, there's a way to say this to people and there's a way not to. So here on this order, the lady was like, "Oh, you can come in for that order." I'm like, "Oh, okay, thanks." I, parked the car and, she was cool about it. And one of the viewers of that video, put a comment on that video that I deleted actually, but he saying that, I'm the one that's like disrespectful and rude to people. Really? If that's what you think, dude, I mean, but I don't know. Whatever. Just wasting my time talking about that. So 19 minutes, $6.50. And then this one I took. Okay, so I I thought I would, those I had. Okay, so before 5 o'clock, I had the three McDonald's and I had the two sheets declines. It was like boom, 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 the constant activity. Okay, so I deliver that McDonald's at 5:17 and then nothing. You see this, I don't get this offer until 6:06. So after 5:17, I just died. And I like I said, leading up, like I said, the day before this, I said I wasn't going to turn on any other apps, and I didn't. It's going to be DoorDash only. So I went to Meijer, and I just sat there and waited. In fact, I watched them open up the store at 6 o'clock. I watched them, taking the signs down and unlocking the doors, and I was still sitting there. And finally, just after 6 o'clock, I went inside, went to the bathroom, and kind of started wandering around the store. I got to the back of the store, and that's when I get this at 6:06. So I'm already in there. It's funny. I clicked that I was arrived at the store, and then it says, "Well, GPS shows that you're not at the right location. Are you sure you're there?" And I click, "Yes, I'm sure. I'm standing inside the store." So I did not take a screenshot of the item count, I think because I was, already in there. I'm so used to taking that screenshot in my car before I go in. But it was, I just started at the back of the store where I was and walked forward to get, and it was a couple things from like the milk area, a couple small bottles of something. I think like some kind of box of snacks like Cheez-Its or something like that, and a couple other smaller things. I don't remember, but it was easy, and delivered that at 6:25. So there you see the 5:25 and 4:50 from the customer, 9:75, and that took so that was 19 minutes for almost $10. It's practically a $30 an hour rate on that order. And then I went ahead and took this. I think this might be the only South Columbus shopping order that I took. 12.25, 10 miles, 3 items, and pretty easy. 2 energy drinks and a nails set, you know, and deliver that at 7:12. So 23 minutes made 12.25. Breakdown on that 6.75 from DoorDash, 5.50 tip. And then took this at 7:23, $6, 2.5 miles. Bob Evans, pretty routine pickup and delivery. Deliver that just 14 minutes later. $2 from DoorDash, $4 tip, $6. Pretty routine stuff here so far. And then after I delivered the Bob Evans, then it was like daybreak. And when I got off to that fast start with the McDonald's orders, initially I was kind of hoping that I could get to $100 before daybreak. And then I'd really be set up to make that 300. So after the Bob Evans order, I'm at $47. So I'm not even, I've been dashing to this point for a little over 3 hours and I have $47, because of that downtime. So not off to a good start here. And then not doing a $3 order, so decline, $3 McDonald's. And then this was a decline, 14.24, 12.5 miles, Meijer, 12 items, going to South Columbus. And guys, okay, so I jotted down how many declines total as I was getting these screenshots ready for the video, and I figure I do another tally of declines, and I just grabbed a receipt here that I'm writing on the back of South Side shopping declines, and I figure, okay, so we're out of my total declines, I want to tally up live in this video how many South Side shopping declines I had, because guys, it seemed like over 20 of these I declined. So there's number one. Why people in my zone couldn't have placed shopping orders, I don't know. I don't know why so many Southside Columbus was placing them and not in my zone. I don't get it, but you'll see what I mean here. I'm willing to bet out of all my declines is probably close to 20 of them, but we'll find out. This is a decline, $14, 12 miles, and don't really want to go to Target, so decline. Here's the items on this. I didn't like it. You got two 20-pound cat litters. You got a 12-pack of energy drinks. I mean, it's just, this wouldn't have been worth it. And then the 7.57. So I took this. Now, again, I dropped off the Bob Evans at 7:37, so 20 minutes goes by before I take this. And I was getting a little bit hungry, so I was going to maybe run through a drive-thru to get something to eat. And I decided on McDonald's. And I'm pulling into the parking lot. I'm about to go through the drive-thru, and that's when this offer comes in. So I went ahead and accepted it. So instead of getting something to eat, instead of the drive-thru, I'm parking into a parking spot and picking up an order instead. And so this just takes me 13 minutes, $2 and a $5 tip. Okay, So I dropped that off. Now let's go ahead and get something to eat. So I changed my mind. I decided to go to Taco Bell. It's after 8 o'clock. They're open. I go to pull into Taco Bell. Well, first I get this decline. 11.25 10 mile Dollar General. Um, and didn't like this shopping list. Had this had been Meijer, the shopping list probably wouldn't have scared me as much. But trying to find these wire hooks and the nail polish in a dollar store might be kind of tricky, so I went ahead and declined that. Now I'm is this the one I took at 8:19? Yes. So now I'm about to pull into Taco Bell and I get this order. So okay, cancel Taco Bell breakfast. I take this order for the $6 4 mile. I go across the street to McDonald's, pick that up, deliver that. 15 minutes, $6, routine. Change my mind again. Let's get McDonald's breakfast. So I go to McDonald's, and this time I'm able to go through the drive-through, get something. I sit there and eat, and no offers. So 8:34, and then well, this I declined. I think I was sitting there eating when I got this, and so here, okay, so this I'm gonna count this as a South Zone shopping order. So there's number two. Cracker Barrel and Meijer, decline. And I was curious anyway what the one item was. It was chocolate milk. So this kind of reminded me of a story. My wife, this has been quite a while ago, but my wife and I placed a similar, like a double dash order, kind of like this. But it was really weird. It was and the dasher probably looked at this order and was like, "What in the heck? This is some, this is a gross person right here." It was a pizza from Little Caesars and a couple orange juices from the dollar store. But my wife wasn't feeling well and she wasn't hungry. She didn't want anything to eat. So the pizza was for me and the orange juices was for her. So this offer right here just reminded me of that story. And then so I go ahead and take this. I'm done eating at 7:56. I get a hidden tip. 750 with a hidden tip, 3 Mile McDonald's, absolutely. So the hidden tip ended up being $1.50. So I made $9 on that in just 19 minutes. So pretty good. Okay. Decline $5, 6 Mile Taco Bell. Okay, this one I take 754 mile Tim Hortons. Again, nothing fancy or special yet. And here, like, and we're like 5 hours, almost, yeah, 5 hours into this dash at this point, and really still just routine stuff here. Super Bowl morning. Deliver that at 9:31. So this was in 15 minutes. I made $7.50, $2 from DoorDash, $5.50 tip. Okay. And then I took this right away. I get this order. It's one of these raunchy South Columbus orders, but I figured I'd go ahead and take it. This was, out of all these offers so far, this is only the second one I've done to this point that's over $10. This was my the interception that I threw in the dash. So I did make goal and win the game. I got my $300. But guys, there was a couple turnovers. There's like a coaching decision. There was a penalty that kind of hurt me. But I had to, and this order right here was the interception that I threw, and I had to kind of recover from it at the end. But I get to Meijer, and it's just three things to shop for, so it doesn't seem too bad. Only they didn't have the coffee. So I had to message the customer. I said, well, they don't have that, but they have decaf. And I should have sent a shelf picture with the other option. For whatever reason, I didn't. And I was checking something else on my phone. And, but long story short, that took a few minutes. And I had to, it probably took 3 or 4 minutes before I got a correct substitution. They got the what was it? I can't remember what it was called that I got. Delivered that at 10:07. 11:25, all from DoorDash. There's my tip. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Delivering to a janky as janky could be community, narrow streets, cars parked everywhere, cars with flat tires, cars in yards. I mean, just a trashy, janky area. I get out of the car, and there's this dog across the street barking nonstop. The zero tip. This was just bad all the way around, and a time killer. So basically, you might as well say from the 9:30 block to 10:30, this is all I did. Was this like raunchy, janky order? So that was a turnover, guys. I got gas after that. Come back to zone, and then 10:23, I get this IHOP again. Another pretty standard order, $7, 4 miles. And this just took 16 minutes, $2 and $5 tip. Easy standard order. Okay. And then a coaching blunder. Okay. I dropped the ball on this, almost, cost myself a win with this coaching error. I don't know what I was thinking, but I took this order. Okay, $22, 18 miles, shopping 30 items. And I was driving. I couldn't look at the item list. I was driving. I had somebody on my tail. Maybe just because it was over $20, I took it. I don't know. It's just stupid. And I got to a place where I could get stopped. And the first part of the list isn't too terribly bad. I mean, it's just, you see here, it's just grocery stuff, some chicken wings, ketchup and mustard, a couple different Sweet Baby Ray sauces. We'll just close that out. Next screenshot, same thing, just various different stuff. You got some cheese here, you got some plates, hot dogs and buns, or bratwurst, I should say. But this last screenshot, I seen the, the produce and these last three things: the men's body wash, the towel and sponge. That towels, sponges, those things can be really tricky. again, I don't know what I was thinking, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to be doing a bunch of orders today. I'm at 100% completion. Let's just go ahead and take the hit and drop this one, and I'll go down to 99. Here's the reason I selected accidentally accepted the order. You know, I apologize, mistake. Um, you know, but it's still first half of the game for me. So at 10:46 a.m. So I can recover. Okay. Went ahead and took this. Five, even though it's only 5.75, but it's only a mile and a half and 4 items. Um, and check out this. So it's okay, 10:47. So I get there at 10:49 and take this screenshot at the. It's just two different kinds of water. So I take this screenshot just outside the store, and look at the shopping time, 1 minute. And then, so it only took me 1 minute to walk into the store. This is clear the back corner of the store. Found the first one, scan. Second one, scan. Boom, 1 minute up to the checkout. And delivered at 10:58. Just 11 minutes. That's all this took me to make almost $6. So can't complete. Normally, I don't normally like to take shopping orders that under $6, but this one worked out. Took this one, and I didn't realize I went so far out east for an order, but guess I did on this one. 23.93, 16 miles, 28 items. So the list wasn't as bad on this one. I think is this. Yeah, that's the only screenshot for. I just took a partial list. The only thing was this rotisserie chicken. I was looking around, I didn't see it. This really nice associate saw me and was, oh, you need help with something? I told her, and she's like, oh, if it's not out here, I can get you some. She walked behind the counter, and there was some like back in the back, kind of like back stock, and you see here, I needed 1 pound. She gave me like 2 half-pound containers, and boom. And then no problems with the rest of this shop. And so shopped the 28 items in just 19 minutes. So you see another substitution here. The had to get a smaller pack of the donuts, and delivered at 11:54. So this was 56 minutes for 23.93. So not bad. That's about what I typically do on shopping orders on any normal day. And then at this point, so I finally break over the $100. I was kind of hoping to reach that before daylight, but I don't cross over $100 until 11:54 in the morning. That's over 7 hours into this total dash time. So and so this is pretty much a typical day for me so far. I make $100 by usually like noon, 1 o'clock, and jump off, and so that pretty typical standard day to this point. The only difference is I started a lot earlier than I normally do. It like 4:21 in the morning. So that was 14.50 from DoorDash and 9.43 tip. And then I was coming back to zone after dropping that off, and got stopped by a train. So I went ahead and put the dash on a pause. So I paused it until, but it was like, I didn't know this, but it was, the train was almost all the way by. So I paused it until I could get past the train tracks, get on the interstate, and as soon as I got off the exit and I was back in zone, I unpaused it, which was just 5 minutes later. I actually, no, I'm sorry. I paused it until I came home, and I picked up my wife, and then she joined me for the next several orders. So here's the first order I get with my wife is a two orders from Meijer, 15 items, 1776, 12 miles. Pretty good. And so obviously I have her shop customer A. The customer A Red Bull and and tampons. Okay, there you go. And then I started on B. The first thing there, bottom left, is a rotisserie chicken, and I was concerned about that because they weren't in the bunker earlier when I was looking for that shredded rotisserie. But I went up to the bunker again, and it was, they had stocked it since I was last there, and the chickens were in there, so no worries. We had this shopped in 10 minutes. So that's 12:43, and had the second order completed at 1:15. So 55 minutes. And this was my second turnover of the dash right here. This order was my fumble. So I fumbled, guys. It's kind of embarrassing, but I'm going to tell the story anyway. So we get the first customer here was just right across the street to an apartment complex that I don't really like delivering to. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't like this complex, and I like it even less after this story. We pull in there, I'm following GPS, and a lot of apartment complexes, you can't always just park right up in front of the apartment. Sometimes you have to, we all know, sometimes you have to go upstairs, or some apartment buildings like this one, only some apartments face parking spots, and the other one you have to walk through courtyards or the back of buildings and things. That's the way this one is set up. Okay, so I park as close to the pin position as I can, and I know that this customer is going to be around the back of either the building I'm at or maybe the next building over or whatever. So I get out of the car. My wife waits in the car. I go around the building. I do, and another thing too is these apartments, the number, there's no organization to the numbers. One apartment for what, I'm just going to make up numbers here, would be the apartment number would be 6610, and the apartment next to it would be 4319. I mean, the numbers were so far off, and my wife even noticed that and said something about it before I even got out of the car. So I get out of the car, I go around that building, I don't see it, and then I'm kind of going, I'm looking for this specific apartment, so I go to here, and then I go back over here and to the side of that building, and it takes me a minute and weaving around, and I finally find this customer, drop the order off or whatever, and then I can't find my car. Oh my gosh, folks. Hey, it happens to the best of us. I'm walking around and come out to like a parking lot. That's not the area that I parked at. I walk around and basically I got lost. So I call my wife. I was like, "Hey, can you can you like get out of the car maybe and she could like stand in the middle of this whatever street I parked on, kind of stand in the middle of it, and I'll walk from street to street to find you." And she's like, my wife is just like, "Oh my God, you just got out of the car and just walked around the building. How can you be lost?" So, and at one point, I was even going to have her like honk my horn to try to help me. And I was about to have her do that when I turned this one corner and I was like behind her and saw her and, and then finally found the car. But yeah, turnover number two. That definitely cost me some time on this order. Um, so it took 55 minutes. That whole mishap, I don't know how many minutes that was where I was walking around like that. It could, I don't think it was 5 minutes. It was at least 3 or 4 minutes that cost me. But, whatever. $11 from DoorDash, and $3.76 tip and $3 tip. I didn't get lost on any of the other deliveries after that. Oh shoot! So that was at 1:15. Um, not messing around with a $4 shopping order, so decline. 425, 3 item target. And then let's see. This was a decline. 1584, 15 mile, 14 items, South Columbus. Let's mark it down. So there's my third South Columbus shopping decline. I don't think this was a decline as well. 131. Yeah, this was a decline. 625 for my 8 items from Dollar General. Just not worth it. And then we take this 1366, 11.6 miles, kind of just outside of zone. It's pretty much all in zone. And you see here there's a restricted item. And it was just the one thing that was on the Mucinex was on the one side of the store. Everything else was groceries. So I had my wife go to the to check on that, and they were actually out of stock on that. So I had to message the customer. We sent the customer a shelf picture, and my wife did, and then she came back over to where I was as we was getting with the customer, and then we both had to go back over to that side of the store again to get the substitute. So that kind of slowed us down a little bit. The protein shakes, two 26-gram chocolate, two 26-gram vanilla. Well, all I could get out of those four things was just one 26 vanilla. And then, so I had to substitute, I think it was like 52 gram, two 52-gram chocolate and one 52-gram vanilla. So, yeah, that shelf space was pretty bare. Although they didn't have those protein drinks stocked well. And then this was a decline. I got this. We hadn't finished shopping yet or checking out, and another South Columbus. So let's mark this down. There's number 4. Decline. This was going to take me over to South Zone for only $7. So, and I'm trying to finish up with the order that we do have. I don't want to tack on another one. So we finished shopping at 1:53, so 15 minutes. Pretty good considering, the substitution issue, and delivered that at 2:12. So this was 41 minutes for 1366. So this was a field goal here. I scored a field goal on this one, not a touchdown, but it worked. All right, next up was this $14.21 Dollar General, only 4 miles. Now the 17 items is a little tricky, but I had my wife with me, so I wasn't too concerned about the item count. And there you see there was some multiples in here. So 4 of the items was just 12 packs of Coke and Diet Coke, and then 2 Pringles, 2 jars of queso, some chips, cookies. This was an easy shop, and I didn't take a screenshot of the shopping time, but delivered this at 2:40. Says $6 and an $8.21 tip, and it says 28 minutes for the for the 14.21. So yeah, that order worked. But still, again, like I said, pretty standard stuff. Guess what, guys? South Columbus decline. Here we go. There's number 5. Not doing it. 1775, 26 items, decline. This we took $10, 5 miles. Tammy's and Jersey Mike's are practically next door to each other. So I just park in one spot, get both orders, and you see here the customers are pretty close. So normally I might not take a stack like this where it's only $5 per order, but this didn't seem too bad. So I was at 246. Both orders were ready, had no problems with the pickups, and delivered the second one at 3:08. So that was 22 minutes for $10. That's almost a $30 an hour rate. $2 from DoorDash, so $1 per order. We all know about that. $4.50 on the Jersey Mike and $3.50 tip from the Tammy's. So, pretty good. Then I score a touchdown here. I think this is my first touchdown of the dash, isn't it? Yeah. And believe it or not, on Super Bowl Sunday, out of all these, you're talking out of over 60, maybe close to 70 total offers today, the only large order catering order offer, the only one on Super Bowl Sunday, unbelievable, but $20, 10 miles. Okay, absolutely. I get in there. It was kind of funny. The order was sitting right there, but I look at the receipt and I see some name at the top. I don't know. I'll just make up names here, like Taylor or what. And then my customer's name was like Fred. I don't know. So I just see like Taylor. And so the clerk, goes to the back, checks, doesn't find the order, comes back, and they're like, "Oh, it's this order right here." I was like, "Really?" And she said, "Yeah, it's always the second name that's listed on the receipt." And I look, and sure enough, underneath the first name was my customer's name. And so I don't know. I didn't even ask. I don't know what the first name is, but anyway, and it was just like two small. I took my catering bag in there, but probably didn't even need a bag that big. It wasn't a big order at all. Delivered at 3:31. 225 from DoorDash. Oh shoot. And 1790 tip for the 2015. So yeah, 20 dollars over $20 in only 23 minutes. Touchdown, baby, right there. Decline. And this is, I can't jot this one down. This is west zone, not south. But 1345, 11 miles, 14 items. No thanks. And then this was a decline, 750, Wendy's, 6.6 miles. Or I'm sorry, no, I took that. I'm sorry. I apologize. I took that. And anyway, so this next screenshot, when I pulled up the instructions, you guys see what I see on this screenshot here? Right here, handed customer order, right? PIN required. I'm at this segment of the video, I'm actually going to just take this piece of this video and have it as a standalone video that I'll probably post, like, I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday for this, subject. But yeah, for a lot of Dashers, we've been asking for this, and finally I get an order that has the hand to customer, where DoorDash finally does like what Uber's already been doing for some time now, and a PIN system for hand to customer orders. Way to go. Absolutely love it. Now, I did other hand to customer orders today, or I should say during this dash, but this was the only one where I saw this. So this leads me to believe that maybe they're just rolling it out, they're just testing it, and and who knows if they're testing it out with all Dashers, or just maybe like people that have been in the council like me and stuff like that. Those are if I'm one of the very first to see this. I don't know, but very welcome sight when I saw that. And I get to the customer, I don't have to send my messages that I normally send, my copy and paste messages, because there's the PIN, and outstanding. And then this is the it says this right here after I already collected the PIN. It says, collect the PIN from the customer, ask for the 4-digit PIN we sent them. So, and after I entered the PIN, then you see like the green check mark, and then I just completed delivery, and it was easy as 1, 2, 3. And so this took. So anyway, like I said, thank you, DoorDash, for finally implementing this. I hope this gets through the testing phase, and I would really hope that they have this PIN system on all of the hand to customer orders at some point. It would really cut down on the contract violations and the stealing, and so we'll see. Anyway, I delivered that order at 3:48, so 15 minutes made the 750. So that was $2 and a $5.50 tip. And decline. I'm going to mark this one down as South Columbus. It's kind of east, but I'm going to count that one. Not doing it. upside down order 1275, driving 16 and a half miles, decline. um, Decline 1225, 11 miles going clear, south, Southern Point, or wherever the heck that is, decline. And then, so I get a $32 order come across, and only 8 miles, 40 items, but hey, we're ready. Let's go ahead and do this. The item count didn't scare us. um, these one thing here is this at the top here. These cotton grapes. They had like 4 packages of those, and these grapes look like disgusting. I wouldn't buy them for myself. I certainly don't want to buy them for the customer. I took a picture of that and sent to the customer. I said, hey, these don't look good at all. Would you rather get me? I'll get you instead like just regular green seedless grapes. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. And so had that shopped at $4.37. So I must not have screenshotted the original list. And this order right here was my second. I consider this a touchdown as well. So, and delivered at 5:01, 12:25 from DoorDash, a $20 tip for the 32.35. So this took 65 minutes. I made $32. Outstanding. And hey, let's try to score another touchdown right away. Here we go. Had to wait. Well, first a decline. Guess where? South Columbus shopping. Let's jot it down. We're up to 7 now. Can we stop with the South Zone shopping orders? My gosh, here. Guess what? 1821, my 21 items, South Columbus. Let's mark it down. Decline, $12, 7 miles CVS. I thought my touchdown was coming up right, 2 touchdowns like right away. I guess I had to go through some declines first. I had to wait for the other team to kind of mess around before I could get the ball back here. South Columbus shopping decline. Look at that, 37 items. Look at this beauty. 1941, 2 Aldi's orders, 35 items. Absolutely not. We could have had, even with my wife's help, we could have had like 2.5 hours wrapped up in something like this. Decline. Finally, I get the ball back at 5:18, and I'm ready and eager to score another touchdown here, and I did. $7 with a hidden tip, 2.6 mile KFC. We're right there at I think we're sitting in Meijer, so we're right there. And then right away they stack it with a Taco Bell $6 hidden tip, which Taco Bell KFC Taco Bell's next door to each other. So I take that, pick up the KFC. Swing over the Taco Bell. I don't think I had to wait at either one. No, I take that back. I had to wait 2 or 3 minutes at the Taco Bell. No, it was about 2-3 minutes at each one. So there was a little bit of waiting. Okay. So delivered the Taco Bell first. That was just $1 hidden. $2 and a $5 tip. And then, so 5 minutes later, you see just 50 cents hidden on this. $2 and a $5.50 tip. So this ended up being 1450 that I made in only 23 minutes. Start to finish, had this done 23 minutes. So you're talking, that's close to a $40 an hour rate right there on that stack. Touchdown, 7 points. Uh, Folks, let's mark it down. There's number 10. South Zone Shop Meijer Shop decline. Thank you very much. Mark it down. Here we go. See what I mean? See what I wanted to keep a tally just of these orders? This is ridiculous. Even though it's low item count, still decline. This was a decline. What time? 5:43. Yeah, this was a decline as well. Um, Not sure why I declined this. Uh, this is kind of similar to that one I took earlier, where uh, now the Chipotle and Wendy's, they're not next door; they're across the street from each other. Similar to that one, but for whatever reason, I declined this one, and I don't remember why. Here we go. There's number 12, 1075, 11 miles decline. Okay. And then finally, I get one. 675 hidden tip, McDonald's, 2.5 miles. And so I get to the McDonald's for this order, run to the bathroom real quick. I'm coming out of the bathroom to get the order when my phone rings, and it's the customer, and she was like, "Well, is there any way that was kind of wanting to add a medium Coke, and is there any way you could see if they could add that? And I mean, even like if by chance, if even if you had to pay for it, I could throw on an extra tip." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, that's no problem. Yeah, I'll get you. That shouldn't be too hard, medium Coke." It's when in the times in the past I've been on a shopping order and a customer's called asking me to buy a pack of cigarettes, or something that I'm not supposed to buy. That's when I've had that I have an issue with stuff like that, and had customers all ticked off at me, but I won't do stuff like that. But we're just talking a medium Coke, yeah, no problem. Or even if she wouldn't have added a tip, or even if what are you talking, $1 here? I would have bought that, and yeah, that's no problem at all. And so I told the staff, and she gives me a medium Coke, and I offered to pay, but the staff member was like, "No, that's okay. Just take it." So they were cool about it as well, and delivered at 6:08. And the customer, I didn't screenshot this, but after I dropped it off, the customer left an additional $5 tip. So this originally would have been 691, and the hidden tip from DoorDash was only going to be 14 cents. That's crazy. I don't know that I've seen it below a quarter before. 14, come on, 14-cent hidden tip. But like I said, and I told the customer as well. I said, yeah, they didn't charge, they just gave us this Coke. But even still, she tacked on $5. So that was really nice, and so made 11.91 off of that in only 15 minutes. Again, another order were over a $40 an hour rate. So I need to mark that on. Heck, that was a touchdown as well. I need to mark that down in my notes. writing that down, even though I'll throw the notes away. But I don't know. I still need to mark down touchdown on there. Uh, and now we're closing in, guys, on the 300. After that order, I was at $266.47. If by chance you weren't keeping score yourself. Not messing around with a shopping order for $5. Decline. $5 CVS 2 item 3 mile. Mark it down. Number 13, South Zone Shopping. Not doing it. $12, 11 miles, 3 items. This I declined. So this was at 613. I don't know. It's just I guess because like the game by this point, 6:13 p.m. the game was like just starting. I mean, I should get, something better than this. It's probably why I declined that. But 9:39 5 Mile Pizza Hut. Just oh, I think I might know why. Let's see here. And then this was a decline, 874 5 Mile Pizza Hut. So that was a decline as well. And then acceptance rate check, 48% at this point. I started the dash at 54%. Declines, 648 4 Mile Donato's. It's just not worth it. And then it's 10. I just not interested in going to Giant Eagle to shop 11 items for only $10, so decline. And then that order there, I was trying to pause the dash. My wife was getting kind of tired. And so I was, those last couple declines you saw, I was trying to pause the dash and couldn't get it paused in time when I was getting those. So I finally declined that Giant Eagle, finally got the pause, and then I was able to, run her back home. And you see here, I just had 5 minutes was all I had it paused for. And then here is, I got sacked. I took a 15-yard sack on this order right here. And I was kicking myself for taking this order. Like, why did I take this? It's like Cheech in next movie. Why did I take it? Why did I take it? What? Oh, it's the van he stole. Oh, shoot. But anyway, but okay, so at this point, I was at 266, okay, and I got this. I still in my driveway, so I get this order. I take it, and I'm pulling away, and my wife's outside walking the dog, and I roll down the window, and hey, I just got a $10 Chipotle, and I'm gonna do this one, and after I get this done, I'll just need like $25 or so. And she's like, oh, okay, cool. And the dog's going crazy because he's barking up a storm because I'm driving by and talking. So I had to go, do this order. It's obviously dark outside, and this customer was out in the middle of nowhere. This says 11 and a half miles, but I have no idea. No, still, even right now, I have no idea where I delivered this to, where I was at. And I didn't pay attention to like GPS routing and everything, but I'm almost sure I drove more than 11 and a half miles into the sticks, folks. And pitch black. I had to have brights on. And then coming back from that, it seemed like forever to get back to zone on this, and driving down these narrow country roads in pitch blackness with my lights on, and I had no idea where I'm even at. Um, so this was bad. I got, like I said, I got sacked on this. Now, time wise, so I delivered it at 6:45. Okay, 25 minutes, made 10.50. But it took me after this, like it seemed like it took a year to get back to the zone, is what it felt like. So, um, okay, so let's close these out. So I'm on my way back. I'm probably not even halfway back yet when I go ahead and take this. Okay, boom, $20. And you see here, everything's all taking place in zone. So, the Chipotle took me up to 276.97. This is going to take me up to 296. And then I just need to do this stack and one more order. Boom, 300. But like I said, it took me, I accept this offer at 6:55, and I don't pull back into zone until like 7. So that was really like 40 minutes. So I accepted it at 6:20. The Chipotle got back into zone. It's 6:40, or I'm sorry, 7 o'clock, 40 minutes for the 10.50, which normally isn't, that's not horrible. That's bad. That's why I count it as a sack and not a turnover. It wasn't horrible. It just, when I was trying to bust out orders and get to that 300, and be on an order like that took me 40 minutes zone to get back to zone, it just seemed like it took forever. Anyway, now that Chipotle's behind me, now I'm on this. Okay, I'm back to now I'm in zone. Okay, get to the store at 7:02. I was concerned about this ham, that it was going to be like from the deli, but no, it's pre-packaged. So customer A was pretty straightforward. Customer B, they have it's just 3 different kind of ice creams and the hot fudge. Out of those 3 ice creams, I only found one, which, and the I didn't want to just check out with one ice cream when they ordered 3. Like, I think the first one I tried to find, there was an option to refund, and so I just went ahead. I was tired, I just went ahead and refunded that one. But I got to get at least 2 ice creams out of 3 here. I'm not going to get just one. So I asked the customer for a substitution on this graters, and they responded, get the Buckeye Blitz. So I got 2 ice creams, delivered both of those at 7:43. So that was 48 minutes for $20. So pretty good there. $11 from DoorDash. $2 tip and a $7 tip. And now, like I said, okay, and my wife ordered a pizza for us at this point from Tammy's, and So now I just gotta do one more order for like $4 or $5, and I'll be at the 300, and I can shut this down, pick up the pizza, and be done with this finally. Um, this isn't well. No, this is a bad order. 1266 Johnny, 21 items decline, and I don't need like 1266 here. I just need like just give me short little $4 or $5 order here. Um, and oh, this is going to commercial point. So no, can't do this one. Um, Even though it's $19, it's 17 items. It's going to take too long. And I wasn't thinking at this point, but I should have. I didn't want to do. I just need like one quick little $4 or $5 food order from a restaurant. No shopping orders here. I should have got on my app and toggled off the shopping, uh, the switch for that to turn off shopping orders. If you can do that in the middle of the dash, I don't know if you can or not, but I should have tried that because that's not what I wanted to do in this situation. But I didn't think of that at the time because I was just thinking, okay, I'll just decline, 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 decline until I get it. So I wasn't even thinking that way. And also, I primarily like to do shopping orders for the most part anyway. This was just, the Super Bowl dash was just a, extreme, rare kind of situation. So that's why I wasn't, thinking of these types of things. Not doing this, absolutely not. 1691, two Giant Eagle or 23 items, no. Decline. These are all like 745. Now this one, believe it or not, like I kicked myself later for not taking. This would have done it. The 350, 2.5 mile Pizza Hut. Okay, and under most any other normal circumstances or whatever, I would not take, pedal around with a $3 order. But I mistakenly, I thought I needed $4 to $5 to make the 300. This order would have put me at the 300. It would have put me at exactly like $300.45. So if I could do a redo, I would have just taken this Pizza Hut order. Boom, $3.50, 1, 2, 3, 300, done. Log off, go get our pizza, done. And but like I said, I was mistaken. I didn't think the 350 would get me to 300, but it would have. So what, another coaching error, I guess. Minute later, yeah, this is a really good order here. I absolutely would have taken this any other time, but I don't want a shopping order right now. 3137, only 16 items. Good order that I declined. And decline this because the customer is just going too far south. This is going to take too long. So 1150, 11 miles, decline. These are all the closing in on halftime of the Super Bowl. That's why I'm getting all of these. Another shopping order. Let's mark it down. South Columbus. That's number 14. So decline. Still at 747. And then finally one I take. I didn't take that Pizza Hut, and I got one that's a lot better, obviously, pay-wise. Mileage is a little bit longer, but this obviously paying a lot more than the Pizza Hut. It's a 1075 with a hidden tip, 4.7 miles. Except this is my last order. It's going to put me over the 300. Finally. And deliver that at 8:03. I was surprised that I didn't have to wait on this. I showed up to the Papa John's. It was about like at least 8 minutes before the scheduled pickup time in the app. but it was ready. So I was lucky on that. Delivered at 8:03, so this only took 16 minutes. The hidden tip was $4.25 was hit on this. It was a $15 order, $2 from DoorDash, $13 tip. So great. And log off at finally at 8:03 p.m. when I started just after 4 o'clock in the morning. It was a marathon, folks. Okay, here we go, and let's get into all of the records here. Started at 4:21 in the morning. 15-hour and 42-minute long dash. So obviously that was a record. My previous record for a day was 10 hours and 41 minutes. That was back May 10th, 23. Now, it's funny because just recently I stopped on my spreadsheet, I stopped tracking dash time and active time. So, but even though I haven't been tracking it anymore, I still know that these are records. The active time, 2 minutes shy of 11 hours I was active. And previous record for that was only 7 hours and 27 minutes back on September 25th, 23. So that was, you might as well say 11 hours, roughly 4 hours and 44 minutes of downtime. Crazy. That's a lot of downtime. 30 deliveries. Crazy. My previous record in a single dash was 23 back in July 12th to 23, and then for a day was 25. So obviously broke both of those records with 30. And then of course the pay, the 311.97 was a record, brand new record. My previous record was $227 back on September 8th at 23. That was 2 dashes. And that was only 16 deliveries. So on that day, I had to do 30 to get to this. And then I did not write down, I thought I did. Yeah, I did. Okay, so, mileage. Where did I write down the mileage at? Okay, mileage was a new record. My previous high for a day was 197 miles. For this dash, I drove 265 miles to get the 311. So better than goal. So, because I've talked about it before, my market, my zone, $1 a mile is what I shoot for. So I beat goal on that. Now, so for I didn't write down total dash time, total dash hourly rate, just the active. But so for the 11 active hours and 311.97, so that was $28.36 an hour. So I thought, and I was kind of hoping that because of the Super Bowl, I could do like over $30 an hour. Not quite. I still did over 28 an hour. That's pretty good. And even if you included, now let's take 15 hours and 42 minutes. So we're just going to say 15 and 3/4 hours. Pull my calculator back up. So the 311.97 divided by 15.75. Even like total dash time, I made close to 20 an hour. Even, total dash time, that's 19.80 an hour. So that was, that's still good. And that is it, folks, for the Super Bowl. The declines. Okay, so I don't know if you guys, anybody watching this, might have tried to tally up the declines as I went, but I counted 38 total declines. And I was thinking that those South Zone shoppings would be at least about 20 of the 38, but we counted live in this video 14. So 38 offers total declined, and 14 of them were South Zone shopping orders. It's crazy. And acceptance rate, I wrote that down somewhere, was, oh, that's actually on my phone. So like I said, I started at 54% and finished the dash with 47. So didn't take too bad of a hit on acceptance rate. And now at 3,624 lifetime DoorDash deliveries. Guys, that is it for this year's 2025 Super Bowl Dash. I thought about kind of like looking ahead to next year. Would I do this next year on the Super Bowl, the same type of thing? I think maybe I'd do it differently next year. I don't know about like logging in at 4 or 5 in the morning and being logged in for like 16 hours. I don't know. I could do that again, maybe not. But another thing I thought of as a possibility for next year is going back to where, so last year I had like kind of like strict criteria for accepting orders, and I thought about doing something like that for next Super Bowl. Maybe possibly logged in for 12 to 16 hours again, only I would be here at home for the most of the time. And I would just, cherry pick the hell out of the orders. So, like, for instance, I'd have like, I would only do like hidden tip catering orders, or like that, the one shopping order I'd have over that was like over $30. So I'd take, and basically with a goal of just making like 150 bucks or whatever. So I'd be logged in for like a whole entire day, but only look for orders paying over like $25-30. And I'd say like out of like 70 declines, if I got like 5 orders that I took, or it'd probably be like a lot more declines, maybe over 100 declines. I don't know. That might, for next year, that might be a possibility. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I'm gonna shut this video down. That's it, guys. Made the 300. Awesome. Tired and taking the rest of the day off though. Thanks so much for watching. As always, be sure to drive safe out there, and we'll catch you next time.